Lynn Campbell, singer-songwriter from Lifford, and the last time I had Lynn up here, she was about to launch her CD and it all went pear-shaped due to the weather. But Lynn, you're very welcome back in the studio.
Thank you very much, Tom. I'm very happy to be here.
As I was saying, the last night you were up, we were all ready to go, and you had Dan Washburn and the whole gang lined up.
Yeah, Dan had come over from Canada and everybody else was lined up as well, but of course we picked the one day where we were going to have the storm and the power cut. So, we got cancelled, but we still got to spend some nice time together, me and the other singers, and thankfully now we've been able to reschedule. So Lifford Courthouse has been fairly busy with lots of things on, so this is the first date that they had available. So I was very, very glad that they were able to fit me in this Friday.
And the album is called The Story of Jack and Jill?
The Story of Jack and Mary.
Jack and Mary, sorry.
So each song, the story's a wee bit unique. Each song is a chapter to the story, but then each song has a story in itself. It tells a story. It's a love story gone turned sour. So it starts off, everything is lovely at the start, lovely and rosy, and then it takes a very dark turn towards the end. So if you listen to any of the songs, you'll hear a story in the song. But if you listen to all the songs in the correct order, you'll get the entire storyline. It'll become clear.
That's a very clever thing to do. You know, like most albums, even though people might have their own songs in the album, there'd be completely different songs. There wouldn't be a kind of a theme running through them at all. How did you come up with that concept?
It was pure luck. You know at this stage that the reason I started writing songs, it was just by pure chance. I was at the house and I had to run an errand to Ballbuffet for my mum, and I was flicking through the stations and I seen an episode of Jerry Springer, and this man was admitting live in the studio that he was having an affair and the wife was sitting beside him. And I thought, like, he must be crazy. And it was a bit of a crazy show anyway. But I headed on up the road to Ballbuffet and I had my son in the back seat and I was singing in the car, as you do. And I thought, I wonder what happened after the show. I wonder what happened backstage.
Yeah.
Did she
forgive him
or did she leave him? Was there a big massive fight? What happened? And I thought, that would make a good song.
Yeah.
And I had never written a song in my life and never even thought about it. So I thought, I can do crazy things at times. So I thought, I'm going to give this a go. So did the errand in Ballbuffet, singing away in the car, and by the time I got back to Lifford, I had the first verse and chorus written to Please Try, and the melody.
Yeah.
And I kept singing it over and over again. And over the next few days then I finished writing it, and I thought, that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. And then I thought, what am I going to do now? I thought, sure, I might as well try writing another one.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what to write. I'd never written songs before or anything like that. And I thought, maybe I'll give it a go and I'll try and write a song about, what I think happened next, and just, think, did she take him back, or, as she left him? And I came up with the next song anyway about what happened next. And then when that was done, I thought, well, maybe I'll write a song about maybe what happened before she found out he was cheating on her. So I did that, and I went back and forward until I had the album written.
Unbelievable. And when did you write? How long ago was it that you wrote that song?
The Please Try the first, would you believe it's actually 13 years? It was 2013 when I started doing it, but it really was only a hobby. I just did it, when I had a bit of time, because the boys were very young at the time and I was working full time, so it just turned into my wee hobby. And then I let it all go for a while, and then when lockdown happened, I thought, well, now's my chance, because I had more time and I was at the house, and I thought, now's my chance to get back into it, because I kept thinking about it. And so I contacted Terry in Ballbuffet, and I went up and I redid all the songs, got live instruments on them, and remastered the whole lot of them. And at that stage I only had 8 songs, and I thought I better get at least another 3 added into it to make it like a proper full album.
Yeah.
So I thought I better come up with 3 more. So I did, And now I've finally got the 11-track album ready. I actually have the second album written. I have been writing away.
Yeah.
I just didn't have a lot of time to go to the studio and do it. It's like anybody else's hobby. I just did it in my own free time when I had the chance.
It's funny just telling me there about that first song,
Please try.
from the Jerry
Jerry
Springer.
Springer.
So it's funny. I was just saying to me, Mrs. Margot, the other day. I had just read somewhere the other day about a song that Waylon Jennings and Waylon Jennings and Merle Haggard or Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings wrote. Good Hearted Woman.
Yes.
And I've been playing that for years. But do you know who inspired them to write that song?
I don't know.
Tanya Tucker.
No way.
Or not Tanya Tucker, but who do you call her? The singer, Tina Turner.
God.
Because if you ever heard of the lyrics in the song, long time forgotten, she's a good-hearted woman in love with her two-timing man. She loves him in spite of the wicked ways that she don't understand.
And the Tina and Ike story.
That song was inspired by that. It's amazing how you can do that in a song, Fair play to you.
Yeah. So.
And didn't you join a songwriting club there over the COVID period, or was it before that, where you met some great songwriters as well?
No, it wasn't a club as such. Where I was listening, I was tuning into some radio stations, and they would have wee chat rooms where the listeners and the singers could go in and chat amongst themselves. So when we were in there, that's when I first met Seamus Fitzsimmons and Dan Washburn and Regina McDermott and all other friends that I have made since lockdown. Mary. Kathleen Burke as well over in Scotland. She was one of the first DJs to play me. And we just got talking regularly every week. We all became good friends, and then we had the chance to meet up then a few years ago. And then Dan did come over for the album launch in October,
That's right.
but
We had him up
unfortunately
there.
got cancelled. But it was great to see him again and catch up. And this time now, Seamus Fitzsimmons from Stoke-on-Trent. He's flew over today actually.
Yeah.
And he's staying with Stevie McVeigh at the minute in County Down. Stevie McVeigh is another
great songwriter.
Yeah, incredibly talented. He's brilliant. He's good crack as well. And he's very, very good to me. They're all very good to me.
And who else have you lined up for the launch in Lifford?
So Seamus Fitzsimmons. And we have then Farmer Hart originally from Lifford as well. And Mickey Duffy from Stranorlar.
Oh, Mickey, well,
he's brilliant.
Himself and Jordan Mogi brought out an album there last year.
They did, and they're working on another one.
They are.
And Lorraine Macaulay as well from Ballyshannon.
Lorraine is a good girl.
Love Lorraine. Absolutely love
like
Lorraine.
yourself, and congratulations since I seen you last. You got the award over in Holland at the red carpet.
Yeah, we did.
And Lorraine got an award
She
there.
got an award too.
And Eddie Gallagher was over there as well.
Yes, met Eddie. He actually won an award too.
Yeah.
Lorraine is incredible. She's a brilliant singer-songwriter. She was actually the first Irish female artist, the first Irish artist, male or female, to win an award at the Red Carpet Country Music Awards in Holland. And she won an award every year.
And she goes to Canada a lot too.
She does.
She does a lot of gospel music, and I follow Lorraine. I had her up here one night a way back, but I follow her away on Facebook. She's either in Canada with I seen her. She was with who do you call her, Georgette Jones, and
I don't know how she fits it all in.
I don't know how she does.
Yeah, between that and then she would sing in the church as well and writing songs, and she's a music teacher. But she wrote a hymn called "Dear Lord, Lay Your Gentle Hand Down."
Yeah.
And I just thought it's the most beautiful song. And I couldn't write a hymn. Yeah. I couldn't. I wouldn't even know where to start. But
you'll write a good cheating song.
Oh, that's kind of what this album was about. So, but I finished one there recently, which is completely different again, and I don't really sit down to write songs. They kind of just come to me. But it has been known that I have gone to bed and woke up in the morning with a full song in my head, lyrics and melody, and that has happened quite a few times. But the one I wrote recently, I actually did try and change it and make it into a country song, but I couldn't because I knew it wasn't right. I had to write it the way it was meant to be. And it's actually classical. So it's half Italian, half in English. And hopefully hopefully we'll get to record it this year. So again, it's just something very, very different.
And what brought that on?
I have no idea, Tommy. I've really no idea.
That's a great gift, you have that, as you say, you don't put time by for writing.
No.
Just an idea might come to your head and you just, you have it when you have it.
Well, if I could go home now this evening in the car and I could just start humming something, and then a couple of words will come into my head, and then that'll form a sentence, and then the melody. But the melody always comes at the same time. I don't write a song and then try and make a melody to it. If I don't have the melody at the same time, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time I get really out of the blue, surprises myself. And then sometimes when I think, oh my God, I haven't written a song in ages. Am I going to be able to do it again? Or maybe I can't write any more songs. And then the week after that, something will happen. I'll be out singing in the car singing, or walking down the street, or in Strabane doing the shopping. And the next thing you know, something comes into my head. And that's the start of another one. And then away I go then again.
And how about gigging? Do you do any gigs around, or do you mainly concentrate on songwriting, or do you go on any venues? And
not a lot. The most recent one, I suppose, was a few months ago in Castlederg, and then I'm back there now in a few months again, back there in May. It's still pretty much a hobby for me because I do work full time, and for me as well, family comes first. So family time is very, very important to me.
Yeah.
And but if I can fit something in, or if somebody wants me to do something, then I would gladly do it. But at the minute, I'm just really enjoying the pace that it's going at, because it is still a hobby, and it's not like work. It's something I really, really enjoy doing. And
do you ever try to pitch any of your songs to any of the artists out there? Like whether they're, I know like a lot of the songs mightn't be kind of Irish country themed, but do you ever try pitching them to any songwriters or singers out there?
The one that I did with Dan Washburn, that you liked.
Oh yeah, that was a good song.
Irish Woman Could Rule the World.
Yeah.
That was a very cheeky song, but Dan, he sang that for us for the demo, and I think that would probably be a great song for somebody to record.
Yeah.
It's one that I can hear, people singing in, pubs and things like that, and it would really get the crowd going. It's not something that I could sing. It's not for me to sing.
It's more a man's song, is it?
It's definitely a man's song, and it's a bit of a cheeky song, but it was so much fun writing that.
Yeah, it's a
was
great
great.
song. I might play it a little later on. I was telling Dan he had done it without wanting it to go out.
He did, but the simplicity and the way that he did it as well.
Yeah.
I think it just makes it. I think it's
Really,
fantastic.
really good.
Yeah.
It's for anybody who didn't hear it. It's kind of like a boy named Sue, kind of a
was
sort of song.
That was the feeling at the start, and that song actually came one Sunday afternoon when I was tuned into a radio show, and we were chatting away in the wee chat room and having a bit of crack. And I thought after the show, I was up. That was in Portneuf. I was in the caravan. And I thought after that, because we were being a wee bit cheeky in the chat room, and I thought, this all has the making of a good song. So I sat down, wrote the first verse, and kind of thought, a boy named Sue, that kind of style. It's not really singing; it's more spoken, or like a bit in between. I thought, this sounds good. So I rang Dan and I said, Dan, I've got something here. He says, yep, right, absolutely. So then we made some time together that week. We video called each other from Canada. I sent him what I had written. He came back to me with, his ideas as well, and lyrics and stuff like that. And very, very quickly, within a week, it was done and dusted.
Come here, I tell you, Lynn, just as you're talking, there are a few messages that are coming and I'll read them out to you. Lorraine McCauley said, best wishes for your beautiful new album, Lynn, and God bless. That's from Lorraine. Gerald Doherty says, well done, Lynn. Sandra O'Shaughnessy said, hi, Lynn, best of luck with the launch. And that's from Sandra, and down in Rathdrum in County Wicklow. Anthony Gallagher, hello from Donegal Horizon. Lorraine McCauley, thanks, Lynn. You're very kind as always for saying the nice things about her. No bother, Lorraine. And another one here from Sandra. Hi, Lynn. Best of luck with the new album, and sorry I can't be there on the night. hope your launch goes off well. And that comes from Sandra down in Rathdom, who's a good old listener to Highland Radio as well.
She is. She is. She loves her music, and she would come up here. And I met Sandra in Bundoran at a country night, and she's a lovely lady. Loves her sports as well. She loves her sports. She's a lovely lady. But thank you very much, Sandra, and Lorraine and Jared. And who was the other person called? I forget. It was very nice of him.
Lorraine called Jared Anthony Gallagher.
Anthony, yeah. It was very, very nice of him to send in the messages. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And anything, it's on, what time does it start at?
Doors open at 7 and it starts from 8 and it goes on to 10. So it's not going to be a
it'll
very...
go on longer than 10 now, it'll go on a bit longer.
Probably will go over a wee bit. They usually do go over slightly, but not by too much. It's not going to be a very late night for people, so if they want to get home, before it's too late.
And I think the weather's to be good this week.
Well, thank God it should be fine, yes. It's great. It's been great this last few days now, and even this evening coming here, it's 10 degrees tonight, which is fantastic.
How many songs are on the album?
There's 11 on this.
Yeah.
So once I get this out and done now, I'm going to start concentrating, right away on the next album. So there's a few songs really that I want to do. The next album, at the minute, I'm calling it Complications.
Yeah.
So every story is a type of complication, or every song is a type of complication, but it's not going to have the same storyline like this album.
Yeah.
And I have 16 songs written for that, so I'll probably maybe have to pick and choose which ones I want. But that'll keep me going now for the next few years, trying to get to the studio and recording them all.
Do you record with Terry over in Ballybuffet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Terry has some studio, hasn't he?
Yeah, Terry McGinty, I've said it before, when I'm in Terry's studio, I call that my happy place. And you see it as soon as I walk in the door, I just have this big massive smile on my face, and it just will not go away. I love being in the studio. I love the whole recording process. I love seeing the songs come to life. I love watching Terry's genius. He has this ability to get inside your head and hear the song the way I hear it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he does it.
Any artist I've spoken to and recorded with Terry, Mickey Duffy and Jordan said the exact same thing as you, as did Ann Biddy, who recorded with Terry as well, as said he just lets it go out the way you want it to go out, your own song,
Yeah, he is. He's brilliant. And he's taught me so much, and he was very patient with me because, and I knew very, very little about music.
Yeah.
He's been very patient with me. He's taken me through the process. He's taught me, a lot of things, and I can hear now a lot of things myself. I don't just hear music anymore. I actually listen to it. And there's a difference between hearing it and listening to it.
That's right.
And I can hear when I've gone wrong, and if I want, and I'm not as shy anymore when I'm doing things with him. I'll say to him, maybe should we try this like this, and I know I need to do that part again. And he's great. He's absolutely brilliant. I would be completely lost without him.
That's great. Isn't it great now when you go into a recording studio, like the way they have come on over the years, the things you can do, like if you get a wrong take, how you can redo it, and can be all, volume up, volume down, or...
Mm-hmm. And it's great. And I'm not afraid to ask him things, and he's not afraid to say to me either, Len, maybe we should try it this way. So it's great. We have a great working relationship like that as well.
Yeah.
And no, I love it. And then, he has got so many artists as well that he can call on, to do guitars and violins and, all the different instruments that I want on it.
Yeah.
And I always find it so exciting to see what it's going to sound like at the end. But it's a real team effort. It's not just me. I always say to Terry that I've done the easy part. I wrote it. Yeah. That's the easy part. Getting all the artists, get them doing all their music and putting in their part. I always think that that's the hardest part of it.
Yeah.
But it's great when it all comes together and you hear the final, the final piece.
Have you been talking to Dan lately at all?
Very briefly the night, just texting. But I haven't spoken to him since he was here in October. He's very busy man building his new house, and he's under a lot of snow at the minute.
He's up to his neck and so.
Yeah. So Dan's great. So when the snow all lifts now and he gets the house finished, and then it'll come into the season then where he starts making the, what do you call the stuff when you get the sap from the tree? It's not honey.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
I'm
Not gold. I was thinking golden syrup, but it's not. But he was showing all the videos last year about how he was making it and all the bottles of stuff that he made, and he's unbelievable. And he's like, he does everything.
Yeah.
And he's a carpenter as well. Like, he's literally building his own house, and all the things that he does. Oh, he's incredible. Such a talented man and a very good-natured, good-hearted man. He's great. It's a pity that he's missing now on Friday night.
Come here, just before I let you go, do you want to tell us a little bit about the song we're going to go out on? 45 to Life. 45
to Life is a part of the album. So when I was writing it, it was Jerry Springer at the start. that was the first part of the inspiration. But I was a very big CSI fan. I loved CSI.
I loved it. I used to watch the whole lot of them.
Yeah, I did. Me too. And I even started watching it again. The CSI Vegas that came back again. Did you know that? Started watching that too. Ted Danson's in it now. So, but anyway, CSI Miami was the big one at that time.
That's right.
And so, with being a CSI fan, somebody was always going to die. So when the love story turns sour. I don't want to give too much of it away, but I suppose somebody does die, and this is what 45 to Life is about. Jack is given the prison sentence of 45 to life for killing Mary. So that's giving away a whole pile of the story now. So I had a very much of an American theme in mind when I was doing it. I was picturing him, sitting at the bar, and then the flashing lights outside, the bar coming to arrest him and things like that. So the brain works a wee bit overtime, and use my imagination a lot when I'm writing. But it's an upbeat song, but it just has a dark side to it.
Well, then, it's been a pleasure having you up, and all the best. I'd love to have gone on Friday night, but I'll be holding the fort here. But all the best, problem. And I'm sure it'll be a great night.
Thank you very, very much, Tom. I really appreciate it.
And here it is, your song.
In his hand, looked up at the news upon the TV stand. The newscaster spoke about a terrible crime. They find a body, she'd been there for some time. As he lifted his glass, his hand started to shake. Remembered how he left her by the side of the lake. He didn't look back to see if she was there. He didn't go back, he didn't care. Yeah, he drove to her house in the middle of the night. Saw her get out of the car with a man by her side. He waited for him to leave, then he went up to the door, asked if he could come in as he pushed her to the floor. Said, "You're coming home with me, darling, you're still my wife." And over her dead body did she leave that night. Down and headed for the door. A simple thing he'd done 1,000 times before. But something was different on the cold winter's night. Something outside, there were too many lights. He headed for the back door and started to run. He ran a little faster with the sound of the gun. He didn't look back to see who was there. He didn't go back, he didn't dare. Yeah, he drove to her house in the middle of the night. Saw her get out of the car with a man by her side. He waited for him to leave, then he went up to the door, asked if he could come in as he pushed her to the floor. Said, "You're coming home with me, darling, you're still my wife." And over her dead body did she leave that night. Well, he would go on and run, but he would never get far. He spent his life behind bars, cause evidence in his car put him at the scene, and there was never a doubt he was guilty of the crime, and he would never get out. He spent his life thinking about the wrong he had done. 45 to life, looking out of the sun. Yeah, he drove to her house in the middle of the night. Saw her get out of the car with a man by her side. He waited for him to leave, then he went up to the door, asked if he could come in as he pushed her to the floor. Said, "You're coming home with me, darling, you're still my wife. And over her dead body, did you leave that night? Over her dead body, did you leave that night?"
Do you have a job vacancy that needs filled fast? Tried everything but still no luck? Let Highland Radio's Job Spot do the work for you. We'll share your vacancies with 70,000 daily listeners in Donegal, Derry and Tyrone every Monday, Wednesday and Friday during prime time. Plus your jobs will be listed on highlandradio.com under our Job Spot section. It's fast, cost effective and reaches the people you need. Contact our advertising team today on 07491 253 22 or email advertising at highlandradio.com. Highland Radio, delivering your message across the Northwest.
Fermanagh, where giant adventures flow. A land of lakes and forests where welcomes are